And you got tonight.
I do.
Hi, everybody.
Nazareth, happy
Friday. Well, you don't have the live stream up there on the screen, so I couldn't check to see what day it was.
Yeah, check that out. And so, yes, it is Friday. And welcome to Live from Rabs, from inside Rabs Country Lanes. We had a quick changeover here.
Frankie is king. In addition to all the other things he's king of, he is now king of the Zoom call and online communication.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you. I've said this. I said this about 30 days ago. I probably will not use FaceTime
ever again
for a while after all this. For anybody that tuned in, I was a guest on the USBC Sport of Bowling show with Chad Murphy, John Mark Manzione, and Jason Thomas, and my friend Andrew Kane, who's going to join us on the show next week. So if anybody watched that, that might turn into a Chad Murphy roast. And the cool part is Chad can't control it because he's not in the background.
We can do that.
So
although I have nothing on Chad. I just have nothing but love. So
I have a lot of love.
I know you have a lot of love, but you guys have some background stuff on him. So
and thanks, Brian. That looks good. I hope I still look good. So happy Friday. I mean, it's episode 73, Naz. 73.
So are we out of sync with the number of days? What day is it of the
I'm pretty sure I did this. So I thought it should be 81.
It's not the number Cuomo showed this morning.
You see, it's saying like 90 something.
Yeah. Did he start it earlier?
Did we not have a conversation about this the other day? Do you
I
not remember that conversation?
I
don't think you were listening to.
No, I don't think.
For the record, I think our viewers might remember this conversation. It was day. I think when I said it was day 73 or 70 something, he kept saying 93. In 93 days, and the 93, and I was confused. I think he's referring to by the time Monday comes, it's phase 1 could be 93 days, or it's 90 something days since the first case.
Okay,
so maybe
that's what he was referring to. Maybe, I don't know, but he showed the number up on the screen, so it was confusing.
Yeah,
but he was talking about how far we've come and how the cases have dropped. And you know what? Sometimes you need to see those numbers next to each other. Like we're down to, I believe it was 30 or 40 cases,
right?
And he said not even at the height, it was 800. So in a day. So I mean, to see those numbers, and it wasn't that long ago.
No. It's huge. It's a huge drop.
Yeah, I just think he's using different points of reference than we are. So I just I don't like confusion.
This specific count is from March 17th, from the beginning, the first official day of the quarantine.
Right.
Which we went into lockdown. Right. 8 p.m. on Monday night.
Right.
What are they doing?
Well, it was very quiet until 2 o'clock.
Oh, I think he's pounding chicken cutlets.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Arturo cutting chicken cutlets? He's pounding chicken. I was going to say Jimmy's all alone. Poor Jimmy's all alone today, and he's not making all that noise, so it has to be someone. So I think I think it's back to the first case.
Yeah, probably.
I didn't watch him today.
I really
did. The screen say today is Friday?
I did. You know what? I honestly didn't really watch it. It was on in the other room, and I happened to walk through the other room, and I saw the number on the screen, and I was like, 97? Are we really that far? But whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a long time.
Yeah, it certainly is.
It's way longer than any of us would really like it to be. But we have to be safe.
We do. Naz, I have a present for you.
No, Frank.
I have a present for you.
Well, is it jewelry? Because Cory's here today, so I thought maybe.
If I'm going to present you jewelry, and he's on the show, and I didn't buy it from him, then we had another problem.
I thought maybe that's what we were getting at.
No, I'm not. Crazy Cory's not. No, I to add to your Funko collection.
Oh, because I bought you some.
So check this out. So now we have matching. Werewolves.
He's cute.
She, I think she's a she. He could be a he.
Oh, it's a bowling one.
Oh. So see?
I love presents.
I actually happened to have on my desk years ago. Somebody gave me a present. It's the same werewolf that's bowling, but it's not a Funko. So now we have matching Funko Pop bowling werewolves.
And there it is. There she is.
I don't know if she has a name or he has a name. Or
it
pink.
just says Wolfgang. I'm gonna name her. Oh. What was the name of the? I'm gonna have to call Cloak out on this. Cloak, if you're watching, what was the name of the monster on Bugs Bunny? Monsters are such interesting people. Gossamer. Gossamer. That's it. It's Gossamer. Wow.
That's the big red guy. For anybody that doesn't know. Do we still in the office? We used to have a little Gossamer magnet.
Yes, we did.
I used to move it all the time. I wonder if he's still.
We're sick individuals.
Still in there. So
thank you, Frankie,
that's your
for my
collection,
gift.
and I did add another one to my collection because I am a big fan of Fred Rogers.
Oh, I love Mr. Rogers.
And so, how cool is that?
It's gonna make me cry. I can't. You know, I started to watch the Mr. Rogers movie, the movie, and I honestly had to stop.
It's Tom. You're talking about Tom Hanks.
Yes.
The movie is excellent.
Yeah, I just you need to be in the right place to be able to watch that because I do cry very easily.
So, do you want people to come up with a name?
Yes, come up with a name. I'm temporarily going to call her Gossamer, but if somebody has a nice name for her,
she's pink, not red.
But it doesn't matter.
We can call her Gossamer.
It's the memories that are attached to the name.
What's in Nemo? When she gets the fish, I'm gonna
hug her and love her and call her my own right.
I forget.
Somebody else will get that one too.
I don't even know if she has a name. Yeah. Gary Williams. Hey, Gary, thank you. Nazareth, while we're sitting here,
Gary's here?
He's here telling us hello from Arlington. He's helping us with our database issue.
Yes, he is.
And he's ready. He'll be ready to upload some missing data on Monday.
Okay. That's good.
So
that's good.
But we're trying to
get that quick turnaround.
We're trying to get all the prize checks out, and we missing some data.
Yeah.
Which we didn't know.
Right. I didn't know till
we're missing some crucial data.
Went to print some labels and I was like, there's all zeros in there. That's not really good. And I scrambled a little bit to try to get.
We can't drop that in the mail. That's not going to go anywhere.
No. I tried to pull the information from other places and it just wasn't there.
And thank you for remembering to bring in the oils today.
Yes.
It helps.
It helps.
I'm going to be live streamed out today.
We're diffusing citrus bliss today, which is marvelous. It is marvelous.
So far we got Wolfie.
Okay.
Wolfie
works.
Wolfie, I-E, not with a Y. Wolfie, I-E.
Wolfie is somebody famous drummer's son, and maybe it's Eddie Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen's son plays the drums, and his name is Wolfie, I believe. I could be wrong.
Okay. Sure.
I don't think I am. I think I got that one.
You are.
I was talking about.
There's nobody right now here to argue with us. And if anybody wants to put that in the comments and argue with us, I mean, we could just shut off the comments and we don't have to hear it anymore.
I will take all corrections.
Hey,
but I think his name is Wolfie Van Halen.
So
and he's excellent.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I just don't know his name.
I think I'm right.
You're right. Yes, you're right. That's it. Wolfie plays the bass. There you go. The bass.
Who's
Mike Kennington.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought he played Trump, but yes, he's excellent.
Go ahead, shut me out. He says because turn off the comments.
Turn off the comments.
Comments off. Hey, so today's Friday. We've invited a special guest, special friend to join us today.
He's very special.
Now, let's introduce our guests.
Our guest today is from Casale Juniors on Richmond Road.
Juniors, Jewelers. Juniors is
Juniors.
No, you said juniors like cheesecake.
I said no. I didn't say Casale Juniors. Jewelers. And he has a great business. Super involved in the community. and very innovative in his business.
I've him the
Cory
Staten
Schifter.
Island's Crazy Eddie.
Crazy.
I don't know how he feels.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? What's going on?
No,
How are you?
he in prison. We're doing all right. How are you?
All right, Casale Juniors, huh? That's a new one. We're serving children and young adults from now on instead of jewelers. But that's right. You did say juniors, by the way, but it's okay. Hey, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Okay, all right.
I heard that.
No, you heard right.
No, thanks for.
Well, happy to have you.
Are you? I don't want to blow up your spot. Are you home or are you at the store? Maybe working in the office or something?
No, I'm home. The new norm is working from home and curbside pickups in the office. So we're doing curbside pickups on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday now. And we brought our website up to a place where it's comfortable now, where people can order. People are texting me like crazy for special requests, which is fine. My cell phone number's on my website, so it's been interesting. Just trying to do the best I can at this time. So it's been a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah.
Control everything. It's been fun. What about you guys? You guys are having a great time.
So how? All right. So how?
It's crazy. I said you guys are having a lot of fun.
We're trying to have a great time.
Yeah, you're still enjoying yourself after 73.
We hold it together for about an hour. The rest of the day is shot.
Cool. Very cool. How am I coming through?
Hey, Cory?
Or anything or no?
Yeah, I'm actually going to ask you to leave and come back.
All right.
Something's up with the sound, so I want you to leave and come back, and it should be okay.
Only Brian.
And yes, we know Crazy Eddie went to prison for tax non-payment. That's not the That's not the quality
That's not
we're
why
talking
we're
about.
calling him that. And Lois, I got this. This diffuser is from Scentsy. So if you know somebody that sells Scentsy, or let me know, and I can definitely order it for you. Although the oils, which I love, are doTERRA, which I can definitely get for you. So reach out to me and let me know for anybody who's interested.
Yeah, and doTERRA has diffusers also.
Yeah, they do. Yes, I have my doTERRA diffusers at home. I have one in 3 different rooms, I believe. I have 3 of them. I have one downstairs.
It's a lot of stress relief.
Well, I'm just saying.
All right,
They're all pumping right now.
Hopefully that's better.
Is it better? Are we good?
That's a little
That's
better. Hey, so working from home, you, the wifey, and the kids, how's that going?
How's that going?
So you know what? It's going great, honestly. I don't know if I'm some people know, some don't. We had an interesting story behind all of this. So when we were mandated to close, I was under the impression that we were all going to be home and working together and homeschooling the kids and do what we need to do. What happened was my wife received a phone call the next day from a friend of hers who basically was asking her if she would consider going back to work as a nurse.
Right.
They needed help in a COVID ICU in Paterson, New Jersey. And we had a long discussion about it. And she felt like, she needed to do this. This is something she was compelled to do. So she went back to work. And just literally, so we decided we didn't know when she was going to start, so that's an interesting one. So I said, find out when you'll start. I'm going to support you, whatever you need. I think it's great what you're doing, and people need you, So she told me, yeah, okay, they actually want me to start tomorrow. So that left me a lot of time to prepare on how to explain how to add 3 + 4 and start homeschooling right away for my 3rd grader, my 1st grader, and my preschooler. So it's kind of cool in a sense. In the beginning, it was really, really overwhelming. But my wife went out there and started helping and supporting the community that needed her, right? So, and me, I got pulled out of the community, forced to shut my store, not knowing what I could do, what I can't do, and took on the role as a stay-at-home dad. And my wife did that for 2 months, and it was really, really cool. She helped a lot of people, and she really was an asset to the hospital. And she finished her last day at work last Friday, which is a positive thing because the unit was slowing down. It was very,
Yeah,
very
that's
crazy
great.
for a while. So good news is that there were beds available in her unit for the first time. Things started slowing down, and she was the last one to leave out of the whole group that they hired in order to, to manage this. So kudos to my wife. Thumbs
Yeah.
up. So, God bless her. She
Thank
went
you.
out there and she served our community in such a way that I'm proud of her.
That's awesome. Hey, you seem to have lost your hair during all this.
What are you talking about? I've never had hair. It's the sun. It's the sunlight.
I'm trying to give you an excuse.
Let's talk about this because I think this is very important. So, am I bald?
Yes.
What do you think? Am I bald?
You are very bald. Yes.
Yeah, but wait. Watch. I'm really not. I'm not bald because if I choose to, I will have hair. So therefore, I'm not bald. Am I?
So you shave your head bald.
Yes.
You volunteer to be bald. You're not.
Right.
Right.
So is there another name for that?
I don't know. Right? If you were,
it's called denial.
Denial. Yeah, I think you're right. Actually.
So if you grew it, would it grow everywhere or really just around here?
You know what, Frank? Is this a challenge? Because I'll grow it back. I will.
It's not a challenge.
Every inch that it grows back, I'll either contribute $1,000 to the community. If you want to pull up the challenge. But you know what? Will it grow back? I don't know. Actually, to be honest with you, it was what happened was after Superstorm Sandy, I came home one night after helping clean up and doing all that work in the community, and I was out there for probably about 12 hours, and my wife was pregnant with my son Kyle, who's 7.5 now actually. So I don't know. I came home and I had like toxins in my hair and all this stuff that just destroyed my hair. So I literally took the buzzer and just buzzed it all off right then and there. It wasn't good hair, it wasn't like, like Frank's, that's a head of hair. If I could use that one day, or just if you decide to contribute to my hair fund, I would definitely take it into account and create a wig. But you know what, at the end of it, I just never went back, and I decided, let me grow hair on my face instead. So I reversed it. I reverse rolled the hair from my head and pulled it to my face. So that's where I'm at right now.
If you're looking for some extra hair, I think there's some in Jimmy Otto's beard.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy's growing that thing. Yeah, I'd prefer not to go where the food goes and have that on my head. I don't know what he eats, but yeah, beard hair is not the same as head hair. It's a much bigger difference. Yeah, there's a lot that goes on in that around the mouth that I don't want to put on my head.
I would agree. I make fun, but it's only because I know at some point I will be follically challenged, as Patricia says. However, I mean, I'm thinking about it. That start taking that Propecia now to try to retain what you have, because I don't see it works for you. It doesn't work for everybody. Ray has a great head to be bald. I do not have a head to be bald.
You don't know? How do you know?
No, definitely.
You don't know until you try it.
How do you know?
And I'm not trying. Definitely don't.
That's a challenge right there.
Episode 100. Episode 100.
How many people would contribute money if Frankie shaved his head for episode 100?
Let's start a GoFundMe for Frank's haircut. And I'll do it at episode 100. Actually, because at that point, I'll get a really, really long distance shaver on a stick that's 6 feet wide and long, and I will shave your head. And hopefully, at that point, my business will be open, so I can come by and do it personally.
I'm sorry I brought this up. Cory, you don't understand. They're infatuated with my hair. They want to dye my hair pink for
yes, we wanted to do that
for charity. I mean, I did say yes. I said yes.
They didn't
raise enough money.
They didn't raise the money.
So this year it's possible. I mean, they could stay whenever they want to start working on it. They certainly could start working. I didn't say no. I might say no to buzzing. I won't shave it because then I'm afraid I'll look like him and not grow back.
Why would it
Wait
not?
a minute. I buzz mine. This is buzzed. It's the light, Frank. Wait, hold on.
He says he still has hair. All right. Anyway, get out of here. All right.
I know. Listen, I like the way it looks. My wife likes the way it looks.
It works for you.
Yeah.
He has a good shape.
He's got a good shaped head. I'm telling you, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's oval.
That's
Yeah.
Well,
all.
yours is more round, I'd say, more like a bowling ball.
Well,
You
no,
know,
what did they tell us?
Uh,
The perfectly shaped,
Perfectly oval shaped head.
it's
Something
like
like that.
nature's perfect shape.
Yeah. So we had the Williams brothers on, and that's exactly what I said to them. I said, so when somebody gets fitted for glasses and you want to tell them they have a fat face, what do you say? And he says, oh, and John.
John, right away. Nature's perfect shape, the oval.
no. That's
Okay.
it.
So, and we have a lot in common when it comes to our businesses. I was just talking about this on the other live stream and how we've embraced our community, and our community is a big part of what we do. And I know you believe that. And I want to talk a little bit about what you guys do. So, not just your average jewelry store, and I think that's the easiest way to say it. Innovative, always doing something. But talk about how did you get involved in this business?
Okay, so my dad actually started in the business back in '86. He sold his taxi medallion for $25,000 and took a second mortgage on a home, and opened up Independent Jewelers, which is not too far down the road from you, Frank, actually, right next door to Cafe Luna. And tried to make a better life for our family, and wound up doing so, and really taking the jewelry business to the next level. So back in 2009, during the whole mortgage crisis thing that was going on, we purchased Dominic's place, Dominic Casale, which is 11 years ago, and we purchased from him. And at that point, my dad was disabled, and very, very badly disabled still, with multiple sclerosis, and my mom was getting a little bit too old to handle things. So I left my city job. I was actually a vice president in Merrill Lynch, managing like 30 people, and it was pretty cool. I had a lot of fun doing it, great experience. But I left everything to go and take over the family business. And in the beginning, it was hard. It was a challenge, actually, but I'm grateful that it was a challenge, because I wouldn't have learned how to do it my way, Right. So I didn't take on a business. People sometimes think, oh, as businesses are passed down, as things happen, it's always easier for somebody, but it's really not, actually. 4 out of 5 family businesses fail as they get passed down.
Yeah, we
from
talked about
generation.
brothers, right? We talked about that with the Williams
Yeah.
brothers too. That it's difficult. The transition from in legacy businesses. Yeah, it's tough. It's not easy.
No, I mean, if it was easy, everyone, I think, would do it. But you have to make it your own, and I'm grateful that I was actually failing. Yeah, I was a failing business, pretty bad, actually, to the point where the first 2 days of work, I had 2 people come in, one on each day, and one was a jewelry repair for $20, and the next day I actually sold somebody a jewelry cleaner for $5. So $25 in sales in 2 days doesn't really pay the bills. So it was fun. It became like a thing where I just became like very motivated to try to figure out how to do it my way, because things really changed when that whole mortgage thing was going on. The way my dad was doing business changed, and everything just really became a very, very personal business, which my dad had, but nobody knew me going into Dominic Casale's place. They're like, who is this? Who is this guy? So I found a way to make it my own, and I prayed a lot, and God guided me to do things within the community that I felt like was necessary and needed. And everything that we do, we kind of think of the community and how that we can benefit our community, because our community is so good to us. Why don't we just give back instead of doing the same thing that everybody else is doing by paying for billboards and hoping for the best? So by being so involved, we've met some great people along the way. People trust us. I have a great staff. My staff, kudos to them. They're loving people. That's one thing you can't train. You can't train a person to be a loving person, I feel like, but you can train them to be able to sell jewelry. So if they love in our community and they treat our customers right, no customer can ever leave and say that they felt mistreated. So it's kind of like my philosophy on things, and it's kind of worked over the past 11 years.
Yeah, Antonia had worked for First Parents at Independent before she got into the business herself. And she always has wonderful things to say about them, because she learned so much. And she was there for a short period of time, but it's just a stepping stone. Right. And you make a good point, because Dominic was so known. Everybody knew the name, and so here's this young guy. Well, who the hell are you? And I'm not his son, right?
I'm not his son. You know what? People do call me Cory Casale, and I will accept that. I kind of like the way it sounds, but and I was going to change the name after some time, but then I realized that I took a year or so to really make it my own, and to really work hard. So I didn't want people to think there was another change of ownership. Right. So but overall, it's been a blessing. It really has. Our community has been good to us, and loyal to us more than anything, wanting to recommend us to other people. I mean, that's the business that we're in, you know.
Yep.
If you want to, you know, you want to trust your jeweler, your plumber, and the car dealer that you're dealing with, you know, and you want to be able to trust them and know that you're going to be treated fairly and treated right. And that's kind of what we do. We do our best to do that.
You took an opportunity to rebrand the name, and so to ditch it, that certainly makes sense. And we'll call you whatever the hell we want.
Yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Not the
As
worst
long as
thing.
the phone's ringing, I don't care what's happening. So you call me whatever you want is right. So
Yeah, and I would imagine through all of this time, all of our businesses have completely changed, especially retail businesses.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that, because even when we had the Williams brothers on, it's always the experience and the things that you get that I know you were just talking about. But for the jewelry business, I mean, I could go online and buy a diamond, but I mean, what does that mean? Well, I don't even know anything about what I'm buying. But how has the online business certainly changed the brick and mortar
Part of it?
Yeah, business.
Well, I guess similar to the way you're doing this right now, we are doing this with especially diamond engagement rings and larger purchases. I'm driving around delivering. I'm doing whatever I have to do in order to keep things flowing and making people happy. I actually drove into the city yesterday. Unfortunately, there was we had an order for a pair of earrings from a customer online that needed them for Thursday. So I drove out to the city to meet one of my designers to pick up the earrings because they weren't able to get to their location because of the looting that's going on and stuff. And, you know, they boarded up their building. So I literally had to drive into the city, and a little scary out there. I don't know if you've been to New York yet, but everything is boarded up everywhere and it looks like a ghost town. So I pray that everybody out there is safe and nothing gets affected by this. But it's just a new way of hustling and a new way of showing that you're there for your customer, you know, and going, you know, doing that, driving to the city, you know, for $200 and something pair of earrings. Yeah, you just do it. And then after work last night, I left work at 8:30 p.m. and I delivered 3 different locations, gifts that people ordered and that they needed. So, you know, you just do it. Yeah, you just do whatever you can and you go out of your way, just like you would do it for your family. If a family member called you and said that I need help with something, or I need you to do something for me, or can you help me with, what do you do? I mean, I know, Frank, I'm sure you're the same. I'm sure you're the same. You drop what you're doing, you go help your family. So we're doing the same with dropping whatever we're doing and doing things so our customers are comfortable and they want to be able to patronize us, you know, which is really cool, actually. So people are saying they want to do business with us because they know that we've been there for them, and in a certain sense that now they're going to be there for us and patronize us, which is really cool.
So you mentioned earlier your faith, and I know that's an important part of you and how you operate and how you run your business. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a born again Christian. Actually, I'm faithful to the Lord. I attend a Christian-based Bible study, a Bible church. I also coordinate a Bible study with other businessmen in the community, with a friend of mine, Chad Reyes. Yeah, you know what? Ever since I started reading the Bible, attending this church, and really being a part of understanding truly what the Bible is, it's love, right? I mean, really, like, you know, we're commanded to love God and then love others. Those are the 2 commandments with a promise that we're commanded to do. So if you really think about the world that we're living in, you don't have to like everybody, right? But if you at least love on everybody, respect everybody, especially authority, I think this world would be a much better place. And it's not asking much, right? I mean, again, I'm not telling you should be best friends with everybody. Oh, hey, buddy, I'm on the call. Come say hello. Hey.
Hi.
Working from home, right? So, yeah, he's got cotton candy over his face. Actually,
Cherish that head of hair.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, he's good. He's got a nice head of hair, a nice red set of hair. But you know what? That's what we're commanded to do. You know, just love on others, and if I can do that and make people feel special and make people feel important, then you know what? I've showed God's love to others. You know, that's basically what it is, you know. So I try, you know, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm going out there loving everybody, but you know what, I do my best and I try to stay grounded and try to bring my family up with the same values, especially my kids.
Yeah.
So
that's been the theme here, love lately.
Yeah, spread love.
We love everybody.
So chill.
exactly this.
Yeah, and you've done it. I mean, you walk into your store and you feel that love. Actually, everybody knows each other. Everybody makes you feel like you're home, and so I love that experience because I mean it's different every time, and in a good way.
Right.
I never know what we're going
Yeah.
to talk about, but it's great to hear that, and you see it, that your staff has really become your family, and that accentuates everybody that comes in the store, and of course that comes from you, and so through your faith, through love, and what you want to accomplish, that's going to happen. Talk. So people come in. I think that when it comes to jewelry, right? Everybody thinks they know everything. The customer walks in the door and says, "Hey, I want something." Walk through a process of a customer coming through the door looking for a product, and how you achieve
Steer
their
them off, right.
steer them and help them achieve their goals, because it's not an easy. When it comes to jewelry, something that's expensive and meaningful, it can't be easy.
No, it's not, especially from a guy's perspective. And when a guy wants to see what earrings look like on a person, I don't fit the mold anymore. My hole's closed, so I grab the girls. But you know what? It's a personal thing. You know, it really is. It's making the customer feel comfortable. It's knowing the customer. Basically, you know, if we have repeat customers that come in, my staff knows what they purchased before. You know, well, you purchased her necklace before, here's the matching earrings. You know, if you're a new customer, first and foremost, you feel welcome. You're offered something to drink. You just feel very comfortable. You find out what they're here for, whether it's an anniversary, a birthday, a birth of a newborn, the push gift that made my industry a little bit more successful than it already is. You know, so, you know, overall, it's getting to know the customer and making them feel comfortable with us. You know, I think that's the most important thing. And then finding out what her taste is, you know, how many kids they have, you know, if we could do something personal, find out what budget that they want to use, what that they want to have, you know, like stuff like that. I feel like, you know, you just get to know somebody more. And that's honestly, I don't know any other business out there that's like that. You know, people generally go in, if they want a car, they know what car they want, you know, generally, you know, if they want to bowl, you know, they know they have to pick up an 8-pound ball, or me 16, you know, but you know, overall, yeah, it's an interesting business, actually. Now that you're even questioning me on it, it's something that you really have to make a customer feel comfortable and just be true. You know, that's the number one thing. You know, you could try to make a customer feel comfortable by scripting out the message you want to say in front of your customers, or you're a natural personality and you're naturally loving on our customers and being happy to be able to help them, and not that they're causing an inconvenience by sitting there for a couple of hours trying to find the perfect gift, because at the end of the day, they just want to make their loved one happy. How could you feel in any way that you're, you know, being rushed or being whatever? So when people come into our store, that's how they feel, and it's great. You know, it's great for me because it gives me flexibility to do the things I need to do in the community. Like very, very rarely, and Frank, you know this, I don't come out there and help. I'll come out there and grab waters for everybody. I'll do what I have to do. When it comes to engagement rings, I'm active. That's a different process altogether. But as far as, you know what, being on the front line, I'm coming around as an owner, serving others and making other people feel comfortable, not walking around. I want everybody on my staff I want them to think that they're the owner, take ownership, like, you know what I mean, of the situation. And I'm just going to be the guy that's going to run around greeting everybody, thanking everybody, making everybody feel comfortable and at home. So that's kind of how we do it. It's pretty cool, actually.
Well, and to that point, and I think anybody, even in our business, everybody's your friends, and so, you know, and everybody's our friend. We want to make sure that we give this service to you that you expect when you're coming in our doors. But if I can't discount everything I do, or you expect a discount when you walk in the door, I love you, and my friendship is based on, hey, you want to support me? Great, please support our business and do what we do and trust what we do. But it can be, I'm sure it's difficult for you to come out and go, and then somebody puts you on the spot and say, oh, what are you going to do for me? And I hate to say it that way, but it's true. We see it a lot too.
Yep.
So it's very difficult to be behind the counter and go, oh yeah,
as an owner,
just go bowl. So and when profit margins are
so
slim,
narrow,
especially in a business like yours, I mean, it's got to be challenging.
It is. You know what, though, honestly, and I do this, and it took me a long time, because I was talking about this with somebody today. You know, because when I first started the business, again, it was very slow, but everybody that came in the door, would ask for more of a discount, and it almost became like me versus the car salesman kind of guy. And except I was on the other side of the desk, and I'm not a fan of those guys and how they do business. They start one way and then end up here and here, you know. And there are other jewelry stores, unfortunately, that do that. With me, I give my best price up front.
Right.
And if I say that and someone says, "Oh, could you take another $500 off?" I'm very upfront with saying, if I could have taken 500, I would have. I don't want I would never want somebody to feel like they got taken advantage of.
Right.
You know, so sometimes there's a little bit of wiggle room. You know, it depends. You know, if they're buying multiple things, they want to package up stuff together and they try to negotiate a little bit. There's a little bit of wiggle room sometimes, but most of the time, if I could look them in the eyes, be truthful, and say, "Look, I gave you my best price up front, and I feel like it's always going to be fair that way to everybody who walks through my door," a lot of people respect it. Yeah. They do, and it took me a while. It did. It took our customers a while to know that I'm doing the best I possibly can for them, and that I'm not going to be I'm not selling cars. You know, there's not that. You know, you start at $800 a month and you get it for $550 a month. There are jewelry stores out there that do that, and people will come in, and the thing is with jewelry is you know, for let's just say a 1 carat ring. I'm just making it up. You know, a 1 carat diamond ring can range anywhere from, let's say, $1,500 up to $15,000. You know, depending on the quality. You know, so yeah, we're gonna be selling you that upper echelon quality, but at the best price. You know, so people are selling that $1,500 diamond for like 3 times the price. You know, like some of the department stores. And it's the poorest of quality. You know, until you see what we have to offer. So we do our best for our customers. We pick the best quality goods so that they walk out happy, their loved one is happy, and at the end of the day, we never have people complain. You know, that's what it's all about, is just making people happy and sharing that love with them that they want to share with their others and their loved ones. You know.
Yeah.
I couldn't say it better myself.
Yeah. That's right.
That means I echo.
It's a tough. It's a tough road.
It's a balance. It's a tough balance.
Yeah.
It's
a tough balance. But I agree that if you let it be known, listen, I'm giving you. This is my best price. This is the best I can do. You know what we do here. You know what we offer you, and you know you're getting the best quality. If you decide to go somewhere else, and sometimes people do. Good luck, and I hope you're happy. And if you change your mind, we're here. That's just the way you have to deal with them.
And one of the best pieces of advice that I've ever been given is never to apologize for what you charge.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what I have to charge in order to keep the lights on and keep my to fuel my family and fuel my team. And a lot of times nobody has an understanding of what your overhead is.
People,
you're in business and people say, "Oh yeah, Cory's got everything," and I mean, no. So it's tough, and I appreciate you being straightforward, because and that's one of the reasons why we get along. But people have to trust a small business for that reason, and that's why you go to you shop small and you support your local businesses because of the relationship that you build and exactly those points. So I appreciate you sharing that perspective.
Yeah,
hey,
of course, definitely.
So we laugh a lot, and because you are very innovative and you like to have fun.
Yeah, I do.
With, promotions, and so I'm going to share one. I mean, this is just a silly one, but
oh boy,
Cory's crazy about diamonds.
I believe that's on the ferry. Is that on the ferry? I think I've seen that on the ferry.
Yeah.
That picture is definitely on the ferry.
It was.
It's a big one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you noticed it. If Cory wasn't crazy about diamonds, then you wouldn't notice it. So thanks for sharing that, Frank.
and I mean, that's not Abe Lincoln.
No. No.
So talk a little bit about that. Being creative and innovative to get your name out there is important. But what could bring us through the Cory creative process of all these wacky promotions that you've done?
Oh man!
I say that lovingly because as wacky and crazy, they're awesome. They're great.
Yeah. No, of course. No, it's even just even thinking about it. Wow, it's been a while since I've done one. But you know what? at the end of it, you know what? Okay, here we go. Ready? So when I first started in the business, I read a book. It was called The Ruthless Rules of Local Advertising, right? And one of the ruthless rules was to be very different from everybody else. Because if you do what everybody else is doing, you're just going to fit in, right? It's kind of like being like the clown in the room. The clown in the room sits there and is very, very noticeable of who's in the room. So I'm the clown in the business, and I try to make people entertained, and I try to do what I have to do. So when it came down to it, Abraham Lincoln was an interesting one. If for those of you who go to my YouTube channel, I dress up as Abraham Lincoln, and I educate you about diamonds. And I use this voice that's very well heard, and it's my old man's voice. So I have a gift of doing voices that people don't know, and I've always wanted to be in the movies and everything else. So you know what? I don't have any fear of going in front of a camera and doing anything really for that matter. So when it came down to it, you know what? This really did cater to my business. And in the beginning, I was a little nervous about it. I didn't know how people would take to some of it, but it's not insulting in any way. I always make sure of that. But I always wanted to find creativity in doing things. And that book actually referenced, what was it? Coca-Cola or Pepsi, one of them, that they did a billboard in Italy, which wouldn't be able to happen here, but of a woman drinking a Pepsi wearing nothing. So I'm thinking, wow, I first of all, I can't do that myself, right? Because yeah, no one's going to want to see that on a billboard. But I thought, wow, that's really different, in the sense that people are going to look and remember that. And I remembered that from 11 years ago from reading a book. Like, what an interesting billboard. But Frank, if you want to use that, you can in your business, of course. But overall, be different, have fun. Oh boy, yeah, that's me, right? Yeah, I got the beard and everything. Thanks, Frank. Yeah, I got the beard and everything actually. On that, I don't know if you want. Oh, you're gonna hit play. I'll be quiet for a minute.
4 seas and 7 stones ago, the 4 diamonds begins with cut. Cut is either the shape or the actual dimensions and cut. So for example, there's a round cut, a prism cut, and so forth.
Isn't that really what Abe Lincoln sounds like?
Do we know for a fact?
I've never heard him speak before, actually. I look at this sometimes. And I'm like, what am I thinking? Yeah. You know what? I had a vision, and it started off with Abraham Lincoln made a very famous speech. 7 years ago, right? That's kind of how it started. And then I thought, 4 C's, right? 4 C's of diamonds and 7 stones ago. So there are like 7 predominant. I like that, right? So there's 7 predominant shapes of a diamond, the most popular, actually. And yeah, it was really cool, actually. Really, really fun, different. And I wound up writing the whole script pretty much myself, and kind of just winging it and see what happens. So that's what happened, actually. So if you want to see it on my YouTube channel in its entirety, there's a couple of bloopers in there too. It's actually pretty funny, actually, because there's a couple of points where I don't remember what I was saying. Yeah, which is always fun because I can make fun of myself too, which is good.
So your
best quality.
Your staff must love when you do those.
You know what? It's kind of like they look at me like, is this guy for real? Is this really happening kind of thing, And it's like, it's family, right? It's like when you look at that crazy uncle, I'm like that weird uncle that goes around and just does weird things. And people just, they have fun with it. And they look at me like, I would never do that, but I'm glad you're doing it because it's really funny, So it works out really well. Yeah.
They encourage you. They definitely encourage you.
They don't say, anytime I come up with an idea, they don't say no. Let's put it that way. They laugh about it at the end. So you know that, Frank. You've seen them. Yeah, they have a lot of fun. So
I think it's great. We do the same thing here. We're just 2 hacks with a talk show as of late. Hey, yeah. So what's been your favorite promotion that you've done?
My favorite promotion, man. You know what I had a really good run with? The Race for the Ring.
We just talked about
that. The Race for the Ring was a very interesting promotion that I gave away an engagement ring to one lucky couple that wound up proposing in front of their friends, their family. The news was there, and it really encompassed a lot of things. It encompassed family, it encompassed social media, it encompassed sharing a special moment with a couple. We raised money for charity. We raised over $150,000 for charity through our comedy night that we would host. in conjunction with the race for the ring. So when I really thought about giving away an engagement ring, I kind of thought like, how can I make it fun, but also at the same time, how could our community benefit from it? So the comedy night was always fun because the comedians came out, they made some fun of the couples. The couples would introduce their parents together at this thing. So the two sets of parents get to meet and either say yes or no. I haven't had any no's yet, but it was an interesting run. We had a great run at it, and we took a break from it this year. Last year was our last year of doing it. So we're going to find something new and creative to kind of get into. But we had 9 great years of making 9 great couples happy and bringing some joy into our community as well. So
cool.
Yeah.
So Jimmy is testing out some of his work by throwing bowling balls in gutters. He's doing
is
some
that
work.
what's going on?
Yeah.
He's working on whatever. He's that you find something and then you keep going, and that's exactly
Right.
what
We just keep finding one
is great.
project after another.
Because it started over here and he goes, oh, it's bothering the crap out of me. We got to fix it at some point. And then now the other day he was down there and he was here late yesterday. So it's fun. He's having some fun.
Oh, he's working. Yeah.
Challenging
I
himself.
see him. He looks like he's enjoying himself. So
Yeah, he's way down.
As we're talking about him. Hey, so obviously now you're thinking, you just said it, you haven't done a promotion in a while, so maybe there's I don't know, maybe we're sitting here and we're giving you, we might have some ideas for you.
Listen, spit some out. If anybody in the comments has an idea, I'm willing to accept any creative stuff. If anybody has an idea for a crazy promotion or a video they want to see me do with a different voice, I can try to pull it off for you. So if you see anything come through, and let me know. If you guys want to vote on what you want, I'll do it. Try to raise some money for charity. See how many views we can get on it, and pay $1 a view up to 1,000, whatever. Maybe something fun.
I like.
Yeah, we'll do some fun. We'll come up with something good. Between your haircut and Abraham Lincoln, I think Abraham Lincoln giving you a haircut would be great.
There we go.
Abraham, that's where we should.
Right on the set.
Abraham Lincoln giving you a haircut in the bowling
I
alley.
think Frank's head. I worked very hard on this.
It'll come back, Frank.
I know. I was going to ask him something now. It's totally out of my head. Oh, hey, so we talk about community and charity, and you are involved in a lot of different charities. And I'm sure there's one that means the most to you. But what really has gotten you involved in some of the work that you do? And I know you spend a lot of time on Sunrise, and there are some other groups. But just talk a little bit about what you do in your charity work.
Yeah, so Sunrise Day Camp is a summer camp for children with cancer and their siblings. It's a free summer camp that Solomon Chemo and I co-chaired through the JCC, and we've been with it since the inception of the camp. It was very, very challenging in the beginning to try to get location, but Matt Loretto was gracious enough to give us a location, and the camp is growing. Gracefully and ungrateful, I guess we're grateful that it's growing, but at the same time, it means that there's more children with cancer. But the kids that come really enjoy it, leave with a memorable experience, and get to be in a safe environment with their siblings. So that's been a great one for me, just because it started from nothing, really, and we had to figure out how to get the right advisory board. We had to figure out how to raise money, and being that the camp is completely free, the buses, the transportation, the people in the camp, the space, I mean, everything. It was just a lot of money. So and the nursing and like just the nurses, and there's a lot of protocols in place. So we got all that in a row and had a very, very successful first year of camp for the kids. And each year the numbers are growing, but I feel like the numbers are growing not because the number of patients are growing, but because of the fact that they're trusting the camp more, and the doctors are more willing now to write scripts in order for the kids to come to camp. So, but besides that, I realized about 4 years ago that I can do things a little bit differently, but still be here for my family. For 5 or so years, I would be at every single board meeting, every single event, every single everything. And my kids.
Somebody pull the plug. Oh, there we
go. I became very active and being in my children's lives, coaching their sports. I was a head coach of the flag football team for 22 6-year-olds last year. But now, so I found ways to still be active at these events and set up a little table and give away keys and give away cards and raise thousands of dollars for charity by being at their events and telling them that you don't want me on your board. You don't need me to be an absentee member and sit on your board. I'll come to your event and raise you a couple $1,000 and you don't even have to worry about anything. Just get me a table, So I was able to really come up creatively in a way that still be able to give back in a way, but I'm not the type of guy that you want to see at your meeting because that means I'm missing dinner with my family, So I felt like, instead of sitting 2 to 3 hours at a meeting every month, which I was doing a lot of, or 1 or 2 hours, whatever you want to call it, I felt like I was more valuable of an asset to be able to just say, I'm going to give you money, give me a table, and just let me be. Let me do this. I'll be at your event. My staff will be there. We will be there to support you. But at this time, I have to step down and be a board member because I want to be there for my family and my kids and be able to raise them. So that's kind of the way I've transitioned over the past 11 years. And it's been good. I enjoy going to events. I enjoy connecting with people. I enjoy being there. But I don't have to be there all night and doing things that I used to do because I can work my time out a little bit better nowadays. So it's good.
Yeah, and that says a lot about your character because we're firm believers. If you can't give it 100%, then why bother? Or why take up the seat from someone else who can?
Right?
And it's very hard. It is very hard to say no sometimes, especially when it has meaning to you and you have an affinity to what they do. But you can't. It's a lot, and so I learned very quickly in that space to say no. Because of the time commitments that it gives, but if you can give it in other ways, and you've proven that, that's great. I mean, every event, there's
Casale is there.
Somebody's there, and if it's not Cory, it's somebody that he roped in to go represent.
Yeah.
And
so
the girl,
that's what's good is that over the past 10, 11 years now, it's been going on 11 years. Crazy, but we really developed a brand, I guess, and a message that we're here for you, community-wise, whether we're there personally or not. We're always there finding a way to be able to give something away that's of value and be able to raise money for the nonprofits that really need it in our community. So that's kind of and things change, things transition, things change. My son now is 9, my other son's 7, my daughter's 4. So they need me just as much as our community needs me. So you adjust every which way, you make adjustments, and you do your best for everybody. And I feel like that's what we do. I want to be the best dad I can be. I want to be the best business owner I can be, the best husband, friend. Be the best I can be at everything, and that's all I got. Then I feel like I'm accomplishing something. And I'm not perfect. Trust me, I'm not sitting here saying I'm perfect. I can be cranky. I'm a cranky old man. I'm 44 years old. I have no hair, apparently. But at the end of the day, my heart's in it 100% to everything that I do. So that's all I can give you everything I got and everything that I do. Just like you guys said, give 110% or don't do it at all. That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, that's all you could do. That's what you do.
And you balance very well, and we see it. So really, thank you for all that you do. Hey, before I let you go, if you had 2 parts, what's the most commonly asked question when a customer walks through the door?
They're not asking for me, so that's good. Is Cory here? That used to be the question, but not anymore. What was the most commonly asked thing? Interesting. It depends on the customer, really. Mostly we're asking the question to start, and they're giving the answer, really. So if how can we help you today? I'm looking for a gift for my wife. I'm looking for an engagement ring for my girlfriend. I've been with her for 15 years. I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that, or I'm just looking around. So it always starts with I'm looking for, or I'm looking something. So they're always telling you what they're looking for, because for us, we're blessed in a way that I like the fact that I'm in a standalone store. So for everybody knows my location, we're right down on Richmond Road, right down Toad Hill. So we have a standalone store. So we don't have walk-by traffic like the malls do, or like in a shopping center. Like, someone could be at I don't know, a grocery store and then walk next door to the jewelry store with their food. For us, people are coming for a reason. You know, they're not stopping and saying, "Oh, let me just go into Casale Jewelers for a minute and see what's going on." So, like when people come in, they're coming in because their intent is to see something that they want to buy, and a lot of the times they do. Engagement rings, there are more people that shop, which is fun, and I find fun to be a fun thing to be able to work with a customer, work with men that way, and make them feel comfortable, educate them, and make them feel comfortable with their purchase. But generally, when people come in, they want to buy, and we've created that environment where you said it, Frank, too, and I appreciate it, is that you feel loved, you feel welcome. But that was my goal. I wanted to be the Cheers of jewelry stores. You guys remember the show Cheers?
Yeah.
You know, where everybody knows your name. So like that's what I remember from my parents' store, is that people would come to my parents' store and my parents would know their name, they would know their kids' names, they would know their relatives, they would know everything about them and make them feel comfortable. And that's kind of what we were able to put together at our store with our staff, is that we make the people feel comfortable and they want to be able to share that moment with their loved one based on something they got from us, you know, which is pretty cool, actually.
That's awesome. Best piece of advice you'd give for someone caring for their jewelry, their passed down generational pieces that live within someone, because that means so much to them.
Just like a car, just like anything, it needs service. So, you know, if you have a treasured piece that is of value, whether it's personal value or monetary value, definitely come in, have it inspected. We don't charge anything for that. Have it cleaned, have some coffee with us. We're not going to sit there and charge you for anything, really. We just want to, you know, make you feel comfortable. You get to meet my staff. My staff is awesome. Eventually, I guess we're looking at the end of June now, early July to open. We will be posting on social media, I'm sure, and the government will allow us. You know, we still have people trying to push our door open, by the way.
Yeah, I'm
while
sure.
we're doing curbside with no masks on too. So that's an interesting one. I don't know where the news came from on that one, but you know, people want to come in, so that's good. But the one piece of advice is just make sure you get it checked, make sure you get it inspected. You never know when you're going to be hitting your engagement ring or something of value up against something, and it becomes loose, and then you lose it. So get an certified appraisal, get insurance on something that monetarily, if you lose, will be a big loss to you. So generally on an appraisal for insurance, figure 2% of the appraised value for the year. So if something appraised at $10,000, you would pay $200 in insurance for the year, which is very little compared to what can happen. God forbid something happens. But we're like the all-in jewelry stores that basically no matter what you need, whether you want something inspected or whether you want to make a big purchase or whether you want to get for $20 for a loved one or for somebody, a teacher at school or something, you know, we have it all, we do it all, and we're happy to be part of that moment of what you need to get done, you know, and just try to make you happy and bring happiness to the gift you're buying or anything that you do.
Awesome.
Well, hey, Cory, thanks for
Thank
joining
you,
us
Cory.
today.
Yes.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you both. You guys, you both are awesome. I'm like honored to be on the show. I texted Frank. I don't know if he told you. I said I wanted to be on the show, and I get the Friday afternoon special. This is perfect.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Friday afternoons.
We get a lot of those messages, and we don't
Yeah.
always.
Yeah, we don't always
We
answer.
don't always accept those offers. I'm kidding.
All right. Good.
You should be.
Good.
We
I'm glad.
appreciate it very much. And hey, before we know it, we'll be back to doing whatever we were
Yeah.
doing, and we'll see you
Back
soon.
to business.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it as well. Hopefully, I'll be at the bowling alley soon. Me and you can have a bowl off.
I'm in.
I'm looking forward to that.
All right, so it's a hair cutting.
Hair cutting.
I don't know what's happening here, but something's happening here.
Yeah, we got a lot going on. We'll make it happen though.
Good deal.
I'm in.
All right, Cory, stay safe. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Be
Thank
well.
you all. God bless you guys. God bless everybody. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cory Schifter, everybody. Casale Jewelers.
Yeah, good guy.
He's a
Good
great
guy.
guy. He really is. You know what? Go to make sure you take care of your jewelry. I mean, that's a good. I asked him that because I think sometimes you just let it sit there and sits in
Yeah,
the
it's like an
box.
afterthought. You know, just if
I
it's
wear it every
something
so often.
right. Or if you're a woman and it's your engagement ring or your wedding ring, you know, it's just part of your jewelry you wear every day. You know, you don't think that, you know, prongs could come loose.
Right. You
could lose a stone, and it's making me paranoid about my ring. But yeah, you know, it does. They don't charge to check it out, so why not get it checked?
The last time I was in there, I had to get something looked at, And I'm like, all right, so for your time, and he's like, no, and another girl said, no, don't worry about it. I'm like, I mean,
You feel right.
no, I'm like, I'm
right.
here
You
for a
spent
reason.
time, right.
I have to bring my watch. My watch needs to be fixed. I was out and do a little. Anyway, hey, today's meme of the day in the theme, Nez.
In the
Multiple.
theme.
This is multiple themes here.
Oh, I can't wait.
Commemorative jewelry to always remember.
Oh, I saw that.
2020.
I saw that. Those are actually kind of cute earrings.
I should have shared it when Cory was on the
If they
show.
were-
I
if
wonder
they were-
if anybody's going to come in and request such jewelry. And you can even put 2020 in there. That is
Yeah,
so funny.
They look
And
kinda
they
cute.
do custom jewelry too.
Yeah, they're great members of the community, and how many? Almost every event that you go to, they've donated to, or they have some kind of promotion that they're using as a way to garner a donation. But yeah, he definitely gets it done in the community.
Yeah, and it's not always a revolved around jewelry. I mean, he's
No.
Trips to Vegas
Trips,
and Disney,
right.
and
Yes.
but it's to keep his name out there.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
So a question outside of jewelry or bowling, Rob, this is a good question. If answer to the best of our ability here, why is it USBC going to allow one lane bowling and clean alcohol to clean the ball, but will not postpone the August 1 weight hole rules? I don't have all the answers, but as far as the one lane bowling, that is an option that could be considered for flexibility.
Right.
The alcohol for the obvious reasons, for people
Cleanliness, for
feeling,
disinfection. Right.
yeah, people feeling like they can disinfect their equipment
Right.
if they need to. That gives them, and it's only temporary.
Right.
It's
Right.
the board acted on a couple of these rules to give flexibility and when we get back to play, because we don't know what that environment's truly going
Right.
to look like. So it just allows the bowler to clean their ball, but not changing the weight hole rule. The only argument on the weight hole rule that I could see with pushing that off is
if
not
you-
having access
to a pro
to a
shop.
pro shop, where we believe that by August 1, before then, our pro shops are providing services before the league season starts. And really, while the new season officially starts August 1, depending on where you are in the country.
Most leagues aren't until a month or so after that.
Right. Your leagues aren't starting yet. So the rules when it comes to the one lane and alcohol, specifically revolving around COVID. in that situation, the weight hole rule has nothing to do with any of that. It's and if you go to bowl.com and you look up the information on why that change was made, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. We could talk for days about it, but I would send you there to go read about it and understand it. But we can only postpone so many things.
Yeah, and listen, I understand his point where maybe his point is that it seems like they are making concessions in other areas,
but not this one.
But why not this one? Yeah. But I think
and this concession really, you've had it's been announced for the last 3. I mean, this is nothing. It's nothing new. We knew it was coming, so you have preparations.
Right. Some people have had it done already.
Right. I will, we mentioned this before. I mean, if you talk with Jimmy, he really hasn't drilled many new bowling balls with weight holes. So the newer equipment is designed not to have to punch one in.
Punch the hole.
So I mean, we're looking at I think we're looking at a small batch. I mean, or anybody that really hasn't invested in their equipment in a long time. I think those are the customers that we're going to see more with concern. So
right.
I mean, I don't have all the answers, but I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
From my experience, that's a project we were working on when I was president. So go back at least 3, almost 4 years now. 3 years. So it was out in the marketplace. Happy birthday, William Courtney. And another
William.
graduate. Congratulations,
yes.
William. Happy birthday. And oh my God, the thunder and lightning last night?
That was scary.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what it was at first, because you don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know. It wasn't like a typical kind of lightning sound. It was huge booms.
I didn't. I was laying in bed and I looked out the window and I saw that the first lightning I saw was orange. It was so I actually thought it was a transformer, or
Right.
I didn't know what it was. It was like I was fire. I really did. I was concerned.
Right,
It was like
right.
so. I got up and I'm looking out the window and like looking for more, and then the next blast of lightning.
Yeah, I didn't even see any lightning.
Huge.
Yeah.
It was huge. And then it just from there it just continued. And the
Yeah, I'm
rain.
not a fan of thunder and lightning.
I like thunder. I actually like to sit. I could sit in front of that window in the front of the house with a glass of wine, a cup of coffee, something.
If it's far away, I don't mind watching it. I don't
can
like
watch
it when
I like
it's
watching.
when it's close. No, I could do it.
But you can never really tell how close it really is, right?
You're supposed to be able to count. When from the time you see the lightning and you hear the thunder, it's 7 seconds a mile or something like that. But yeah, so
That was wicked.
It
kept me up.
It was loud.
Surprisingly, it kept me up a little
It
bit.
didn't stir him.
I mean, Ray.
Ouch.
Even when Ray would take a nap here, which he hasn't really done in a while.
Yeah.
When he was taking naps here, nothing really much could wake him up.
Nope. Oh, he's asleep. He's asleep.
Dennis, I liked it too, to an extent. At first, I was a little concerned because I didn't know what it was, but I always like listening to. But I was just ready to. I was just like falling
So
asleep.
you're saying that thunder last night was soothing to you?
It can be. I could sit in front of a window and watch thunder, lightning, and pouring rain. I like that experience. I love that.
So
all
you
time.
could listen to that for an extended period of time.
Absolutely. But last night, the only difference was I was shutting down. I was literally shutting down, and then it kept me up. So I wasn't really.
I don't like I said, I don't mind watching it if it's like from a distance, but the and even the lightning doesn't bother
I almost
me.
wanted.
The
not that I wish
thunder
harm on anybody,
unnerves
but
me.
like if I saw it hit a tree in front of me, I would be okay with that.
Yeah,
As long as it's not hit me.
the loud thunder unnerves me.
Have you ever been close to loud lightning, like
Yes.
a strike? Like
I
that
had-
noise is incredible.
I had lightning hit right in front of a car when we were driving. We might have been driving, I don't know, down to Charlotte, and we were in a storm. And it was so frightening. At first, I didn't know what it was, but the lightning struck in the road right in front of our car. Yeah, and it sounds like exactly what you would think it would sound like. It sounds like a lightning bolt.
Yeah, it's don't get me wrong. That's a little unnerving, especially with car. But yes,
It's unnerving.
I've been in. I was in Dallas, in Arlington, and outside the hotel, lightning hit the ground. I mean, it was crazy,
Yeah.
absolutely crazy.
Lightning is scary.
But I like
think
that,
about the potential of what it could do.
So we always say that God was bowling last night.
That's it.
You know,
Oh, he was bowling last
strikes from heaven is always.
night. The thunder unnerves me. So look, if it's distant, that rumbling kind of thunder, no, actually, I don't mind that. But the cracking
I get a kick out of dogs who are afraid of
thunder. Yeah, my dog
thunder and
luckily.
lightning. That like
Quiet.
can't handle, like they bark or they hide and
They actually
Poor
have
things.
things. I think they call them
thunder jackets,
thunder
something.
vests.
Yeah.
And they kind of hold them tight to quell their anxiety. I maybe should get one of those.
They just don't, because they don't know what's going on.
They don't
It's
like
sad.
the noise.
Yeah,
The
no, it's
noise is disturbing to them. Most
Poor
dogs have really sensitive hearing.
That's sad.
Next week, speaking of dogs, is going to be Presley's birthday.
Happy birthday! How old is Presley?
He's going to be 5.
Fun.
I may bring him in on the 15th.
You got a birthday
and,
cake for him?
We're going to maybe have a
Little
little
doggy
birthday
cake?
cake. And we may put a little hat on him.
Be careful. Tina's a thief when it comes to babies and dogs.
Okay. Well, she won't
Just
be
a
a thief
warning.
in this one.
She likes babies and dogs.
That dog, Presley, could probably eat one of her small dogs.
You probably can.
And he probably would. He would bat it around for a little while.
They're so gentle though. Come on, Presley's gentle if he's playing with another dog. I bet you I
Yeah.
can see him pick him up.
Yeah, he is. He honestly is. But there's always a little part of me that says, I don't want to take a chance
Yeah, I don't want to do
that he
that.
thinks this is a chew toy. I'm gonna temper it with I'm gonna be right here. And if I see the mouth open, let's go.
And chew toys for big dogs, I mean, are always a concern
he's
because
got-
they eat through everything.
He's a chewer. So some dogs have are light chewers. Not my dog. We have not found a toy he will not destroy. And we even joined this heavy chewers dog toy club.
Oh.
And
So not Bark Box.
no, it's like a division of Bark Box.
Oh.
It's
But if you
for-
get specifically heavy chewer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Who knew?
He will just keep at it and keep at it.
Who
and
knew?
Keep at it.
Yeah.
He doesn't. We do have one thing that he's kind of dismantled. That he's kind of ripped off the different parts that they had on it, and it's a ball. It's a pretty big one, and but it's still kind of in one piece, and that's lasted a couple months. But everything else,
Not so much. Hey,
shredded.
it's Friday. So Naz, what does Friday mean?
Friday means bingo, Frank.
It's bingo. So if you're home, you're not doing anything. But wait a second, we are. We're all home, not doing anything.
We're home. We're not doing anything.
Come on and join us for bingo. It's virtual bingo nights, the North Shore Rotary Club. sinorthshorerotary.org/bingo tonight, 7 o'clock. Buy bingo cards, chances for money raffles. It's Naz's favorite game.
Maybe a chance to play Plingo.
Right,
You never
come live from Inside Rabs. I'm going to be live streamed out by the time we get to tonight.
Yeah, he's gonna be.
Back to back in another one, but that's all right. We have some fun. You can win some gift cards and some money. Check it out. Come and join us. 7 o'clock tonight. Bingo. BINGO. Hey,
Should be fun.
Naz, we're here every day until
So
further,
notice.
2 p.m. Eastern. We're glad that you join us. We want you to like and share our posts.
Subscribe. And as I said yesterday, smash the like button.
Smash it. Just smash it. And tomorrow is Pro Bowler Saturday.
And not to disappoint,
And we welcome Joe Cal back into the studio.
Rhino Page will be joining us tomorrow. The
And-
one and only.
The one and only. We talk about golf.
And let's get some questions
Bowling.
ready for Rhino. Let's find out who we got named Rhino.
Ooh. You got questions. Prepare your questions.
Yeah.
Throw them tomorrow in the chat, and we will we'll ask them anything you want. I mean, that's the beauty. Naz, people just think we're just two hacks with a talk show.
we are.
Or whatever you want to call this, but we're giving our friends and family an opportunity to ask anything they
Access
want.
to these people.
Rhino Page.
You can
Shannon
ask anything
O'Keefe
you
was
want.
on the show last week.
Come on. Let's not go
Alberto
over
President
the list.
Jimmy Otto.
Wait, you want to go over the list?
Cory Schifter was on the show today. You could have asked him anything you wanted. So tomorrow, Rhino Page here, not in studio, but in your
Right.
screens, in the box.
He'll be in the box, and
Like-
it'll be just like he's sitting
it'll be
right
like
here.
this, like the box.
Yeah,
like
right there it is in that box.
this box.
And yeah, I'm sure I've got a couple questions for myself.
And we'll keep going. It's episode 73. Cory even mentioned it, 100. He mentioned 100. It's coming. I mean, we got a little long way to go.
A month.
Hopefully, something changes and the governor says bowling alleys can open.
Well, they kind of pivoted on the restaurants.
Kinda. The outdoor
Kinda.
seating thing.
Yes.
They're not letting people inside their restaurants. So
No,
that doesn't help
no,
us.
No, it doesn't. I'm not talking about
But
us,
they're pivoting.
but
yes.
they are listening
Yes.
to people. Now, I watched the news yesterday, and there was a woman, and she was talking about how she was happy that they did this, but then she talked about the restrictions on it, and that the tables have to be 6 feet away from each other. You have to be 6 feet away from cars or a car door opening. You have to be 6 feet away from the pedestrians. So on most streets, that's not really a feasible thing. So, people who already have a space,
Fine.
it'll be great for them. And, some people are trying to be innovative and, try to make some kind of space work, but I don't know how many people that's actually going to help.
No, I think it's going to give. It's another one of those flexibility things. It's going to allow, and the city. One of the kudos goes to Consumer Affairs. They have been visiting restaurants that could potentially apply for an outdoor seating permit that never did, and they may never. But for the meantime, it gives them the opportunity to maybe serve a few folks outside.
Right.
So I mean, they're listening. Marco alluded to he has a pizzeria in Brooklyn Avenue O.
Right.
They told him he could have two tables. I mean, you can't have many people out there, but it's something to operate somehow. But places like Angelina's has the leg up because they've got outdoor seating.
They've got an outdoor
South End Grill,
right? Or maybe, or probably even places that have a parking lot.
Right. Next door, the Bruno's. They enclosed it, but I believe it opens. And so I think if you've got opportunity to, Zavra has they've closed it. I believe it opens, so hopefully it opens enough for them to be okay to do outdoor seating because like the windows open. I don't know how much of it
what the restriction is on that.
So hopefully, it's helpful. I mean, we can't really do outdoor bowling; it doesn't really work. And yes, Gennaro's is open today. 718-351-0192. I repeat, 718-351-0192.
And if you're playing bingo tonight, you might as well order a pie, some Zeppelis, maybe some Jello shots.
Yeah, Tina's got some. I think she has Jello shots. I don't know if we have any left.
All right, well, there you go.
So, Gennaro's is open for takeout and delivery. The bowling center is
in phase 4 as of right now.
So, if all goes well, I mean, if we start phase 1 on Monday, that's 6 weeks after that.
Maybe the middle of
July. Middle to end of July, we're assuming. But if all continues to go well, then maybe we get pushed up.
Yeah, and we just we're praying for no backpedaling from everything that's going on right now. And we've been relatively lucky on Staten Island as far as protests and marches. Everything's been super peaceful, and it would be so nice if Staten Island could actually at this time be an example to the rest of the city of, a borough that's also hurting and, but is finding a positive way to convey that message. And, they had a very nice thing where they had some leaders from the borough. I think Charles Fall had put it together. They were on steps of Borough Hall yesterday. And, I think it was yesterday or this morning, confused on the time, but they did call upon people to keep things peaceful. I mean, that's what we're praying for, is peace amongst each other. And
today seemed a little bit better than the last couple of days. I mean, there were some, and any group that gets together is going to be infighting.
There's going to be
no lack of leadership. But I mean, for the most part, they left the 1-2-2. They went down to Greg Hills. Today was a large. I mean, I was doing this live stream. I turned around and through the window, I see. I don't know if it's 1,000 people, but several hundred people.
Said it was, but I think the difference is that the march that they had today was led. It was a concerted effort and put together, and I believe I read that when they turned down Old Town to come towards Heaven Boulevard, the leader of the group specifically said, "We are not going to engage with anybody who decides to throw out a stupid comment or right." And people honked in support, but I mean, there were unfortunate incidents that happened last time, and it seemed like maybe not necessarily on the part of the protesters. People that were driving by, somebody spit at some
stupid agitators,
right? But and I have heard not a bad thing, and I give credit for the NYPD. They've been having to sit and stand side by side with people that are protesting basically them. And not all of them, and some are able to separate those feelings out, but they have done a great job. It's a uncomfortable, tough situation for them too, I'm sure. So Staten Island's been an example.
Yeah, let's keep it that way.
Keep it that way.
And if you're going to order pizza,
oh, sorry,
no, it's okay. I remembered. there's free Zeppelis
Oh,
with your order of $20 or more.
that's like a winner.
Because Pete's Fridays are for pizza and Zeppelis.
They are. Yeah, I had it last week, and I will tell
Tina's
you.
in a good mood today.
That she's going to put extra love in her Zeppelin.
She is. Although I brought in a bottle of wine for bingo later, and she asked me if it was for her.
Oh.
I said, well, I mean, you can have some.
She's very sensitive to the nitrates. So
She is. She usually has her little drops.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, thanks for tuning in.
Thank
we
you,
look forward
everybody.
to seeing you tomorrow here live from Rabs Pro Bowler Future Hall of Famer
again.
Saturday with
Rhino Page.
And again, we're here until further notice. Until then, we'll see you tonight. Hopefully, we will see you tonight.
Maybe we'll see you tonight at bingo.
For bingo.
bingo.
And if not, we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.